Okay, so in a previous video, we were looking at the CAN bus on a 2007 Camry, and we were shorting out and opening the PCM over here, which has the termination resistor in it. One of the questions I had for myself was, if we do the same thing on a module that doesn't have the termination resistors in it, does it change how it affects the network signals? So right now we are shorted on the low side of the skid ECU right here, and this is what we're getting. All right, so we will compare that to the PCM in a little bit. Let's go ahead and now short the high side and see what we get. All right, now with the high side shorted, this is our signal. Now we're gonna cause some opens. We've now moved the short over to the power side. So this is the high side shorted to power. Now I'm gonna move it to the low side real quick. This is what it looks like with the low side shorted to power. Now I'm gonna short the two lines together. This is what it looks like when the two sides, the high and the low, are shorted together. Okay, so for this one, we've now created an open on the high side, and this is what we're getting. Let's stop that so you can see. It looks like we're getting quite a bit of messages, but it looks like they have sections of them that I think would fail. And then if we go back a couple screens, you can see that there's some very incomplete things going on right there. So that's with an open on the high side. Let's do an open on the low side now. This is the open on the low side. So same sort of deal, like we're getting these packets of information with some skewed looking parts that I think would fail. And then when you look at these in between sections, kind of similar to what we were seeing when we had open on the high. Okay, let's plug this information into the table that we made in our last video, and we'll compare this open in one of the modules without the termination resistor versus the module that had the termination resistor in it. Okay, I've now added the information from our videos into this table. So you can see we're still comparing the 2013 Ford Fiesta with the Camry, but now we've added in the fact that the Camry, the first time we were looking at the PCM, which had the termination resistor in it, versus the skid ECU that did not have a termination resistor in it. Now, the short to ground, the short to power, and the short together, nothing changed on the Camry between the two different modules, but there was a significant difference when we caused the opens. So when we had the open in the PCM, the recessive voltage was affected throughout the entire waveform. But on the one with the skid ECU that didn't have the termination resistor in it, it only messed with the recessive voltage intermittently, but there was still some decent looking messages in between there. So there is a difference definitely when you have an open on one of those modules that doesn't have the termination resistor in it. I will post a copy of this Excel sheet so you can see it a little bit better in the below this video. So there you go.